Oh, let's see here. I'm just waking up. Again, I hadn't been feeling all that great, and I've worked really like a couple of 24 almost hour straight days. This is something that you guys, if anybody, the one viewer who ever watches this might laugh at, but I'm a bachelor, I live alone and stuff. This is scalding hot tea, right? I call this here redneck hot tea. Here's how it works. This is hot tea. This is freezing cold Mountain Dew. The tea is steeped a while. Then you just pour your Mountain Dew in the tea, right? And it, wow, still hot. It cools it down, but it also gives you all the sugar and a caffeine boost, and it's lemony and it's real tasty. Redneck high tea. Get it at your local supermarket now. So I'm just getting up. I'm going through the messages. Looks like there's 20 or 30 here. I just took a nap for an hour or so because I wasn't feeling really good. I've had a real weird sore throat lately. And, okay. Oh boy. Do I believe in Jesus? Oh, that's a tough one. Okay, that's cool. Okay. There's this guy. Okay. Oh, this girl is so sweet. By the way, give this girl a shout out. She's just so cool, man. You know, that's one thing that's come out of this is not only have I really become so much better in every different way as a producer and musician and engineer, and you know, but I've just met so many cool people. I knew this girl before, and it's funny because it kind of ties into what I wanted to talk about a little bit, and I really should and need to talk about, and I'm not ashamed or afraid to talk about it. I'm going to talk a little bit about depression. And you know, I can only tell you my experiences. See your own doctor, or so on. Don't listen to a guy talking in a vlog on the internet, you know. Now here's what you do, kind of deal. But her username is ADHD Basket Case, and she's just so cool. And she does like weird. Here's the thing: I actually favorited and put a cover if she did of the Pixies. Where Is My Mind? My playlist today is just so good. You know, it's like her stuff. And if she's watching, hey, how you doing? I don't even know her name, but she's so neat. And it's the kind of thing where it's so off that it's absolutely on. It's sublime, and she does it on purpose, I think, you know. It's just really neat, you know. Even if she doesn't, however she does it, she does a cover of also of The Cure, Just Like Heaven. And it's just like, they're really, really sparse that I like, but they're also real cool. I know it's a rush society, and people are like, well, come on, get to the point. It's like, I'm making these really for me a lot, and if other people want to tune in, that's cool. But kind of the whole point of my site is I don't really, I understand the click around and gratify me, and I want to entertain, and I'm looking for something, and I know what I need and I want, and blah blah, and all this kind of thing like that goes on, and God only knows. But I'll get into that eventually, and what I think is wrong. What won't I get into, you know? But I want to talk a little bit about depression, because man, I really had it so bad. And oh man, here's somebody who wants to where can I find your music to buy or download? I've got to get on, and I have been. Don't think I'm lazy. This vlog is part of my project I'm working on overall, and there's just so much going on. Plus, I'm making all these videos and covering all these songs, so I work like 20 hours a day. That's why I'm so tired. But depression, I'm gonna get into it. This will probably go 15 minutes easily. Oh, there's another one. I get a few hundred, like a couple hundred emails a day now, up to you know, a lot. At least 100, if not 2 or 3, and from all, there's 3 there. But anyway, that is neat, and thank you if you're watching my music and stuff. That is really cool. But yeah, depression. I've had a rare neurological condition called trigeminal neuralgia, and it's pain, and it's really, really painful. And it's why I live all alone. I mean, for me, think about the boy in the bubble, who, if he was a morphine addict and played all the instruments and made videos, but he never got to leave the bubble, and that's me in the RV. You know, I really can't deal with society and life because of the pain, and the pain led me to depression. And I am not at all ashamed to tell you that I've hospitalized myself at, I think, a total of 32 or 33 times for the pain and depression and resulting addiction from morphine. And I think it is really common for people who have chronic pain to fall into addiction and depression, and the 3 go hand in hand. If you have chronic pain, the statistics are, I've crunched the numbers on this, it's incredible. If you have chronic pain or addiction or depression, any one of those 3 cause the other. So you're 100 times more likely, if you have any one of those, chronic pain, you're 100 times more likely to have depression and addiction. And if you have addiction, you're 100 times more likely. And they amplify each other. They're are cofactors, and I can't remember the fancy PhD word for that right now, but they're basically factors that go to it. But yeah, I've hospitalized myself with depression. I've been in psychiatric hospitals and rehabs, and for the morphine addiction I just couldn't get off of, because of the pain and the depression, you know. And that went on for about 10 years. I haven't been in a hospital like that for 3 years, no. And it's coincidental when I stopped drinking and using. But yeah, I mean, the only thing I can say is that kind of for me, and the difference is with real depression, and I have some real serious problems, you know. So with real depression, it's not being sad. It is not at all. I was like, oh, I'm bummed out, I'm sad. I just was absolutely blank, and I couldn't think for myself anymore. I really couldn't. And I'm not going to tell you how to do or what to do. Just, you can listen to me or not. That's cool. But you know, kind of at least find somebody who's been through it. But and still go through it. I was just completely blank. And I mean, my family would be like, well, do this and do that. My sister would say sometimes, when I kind of got to know her a little bit again, well, why don't you do this and I do this, and why don't you get up out of bed and do this and that, you know, when I'd talk to her. And I'd be like, dude, I'm so far out there, I'm so confused, I'm so in this black darkness. It's like being dead inside. It's not like, oh, I'm sad and melancholy. I was dead inside. I was like, I can't even hardly walk anymore. I can't remember how to shuffle my feet to the bathroom. I was lost in a world of ghosts. I really was. And yeah, I mean, that's the worst part. And they say the worst thing a doctor can do is, or anyone can do, is to tell you or to cheerlead you when you're in depression, because it just drives the point home that you're not getting anything done and you're lost and it's all messed up. And you know, it's it's lost. And my gosh, you know, oh my God, I'm so happy now to not be in that state now. And it can happen again, you know, but I take certain steps to make sure it doesn't. And this is definitely going to go 15. And if you've happened onto it, I hope you kind of get into at least this part, because it took me so many years and heartbreaks and things to get anywhere with depression. And but medication, you know, I found for me, and I have tried them all, that nothing really worked, and the numbers on that are shocking. And statistically, the numbers are like placebos work as well as any of the meds out there. And I know a lot of doctors will get pissed at me for saying that, but when I was in school, I did a lot of doctors to make extra money, guys who would eventually become doctors, papers, and wrote their papers, ghost wrote, and homework. So they're just basically kind of guys who are completely lost spouting information. Usually it's like anything else, there are exceptional doctors, but for the most part they're average guys, and the name scares everybody off, or gives it a big, put doctor in front of your name, and it makes it sort of scarier. I think it's stupid. I won't put it in front of mine, you know, and I just know. But yeah, like I say, depression, I definitely, it's not, oh, I'm blue or I'm sad. With me, I lost the ability to think for myself. I really couldn't think for myself anymore. Well, I've really got a Fu Manchu going on now with the beard thing. But the other thing I would say that helps is walking and eating good. And I take no drugs whatsoever or alcohol now, and because I notice they make it worse. And I've tried not smoking and not sugar and not caffeine and this macrobiotic diet and this, that, and the other. But until I got off of the drugs that were central nervous system depressants, especially heavy, you know, any narcotic painkiller. The only thing I take now is aspirin. I take it one 300 milligram tablet about 4 times a day. It's probably the only reason I've survived smoking 2 or 3 packs a day. You know, it really is. And that's okay, because at one time I was a guy who was such a bad morphine addict. I didn't own a pair of shoes, and you know, I was living in hospitals and stuff, and it's like I said with the shoes thing before, I just I was so far out there, I didn't I just couldn't figure out where I'd left my damn shoes. And in fact, at one time I couldn't figure out, you know, where I left all my valuables, and even if I did figure out, I didn't have the energy to get up out of bed. I was completely messed up with this depression thing. So, you know, it is there's hope. It's cool if you email me about it, or you want to talk about it or something. I get hundreds a day, but that's cool. I mean, I can't reply to them all, and most people know that, and I just kind of broadcast a thanks for looking at my music occasionally or something like that. Or I go to everybody's page and watch almost every person who posts. I go and see, well, what is this person into? If they post on, I like to say I got a couple of cowboy buddies that play music. Good friends of mine, and you know what, that's been really therapeutic, all the music and everything. But there is hope. I was so lost with depression for so long, and wanted to kill myself, didn't want to live anymore, the whole number, you know. And all I can say is, for me, I tried every medication. Might work for you. They seemed to help at first, and then they didn't, and then it kind of made me worse. And then I'm a musician, so most of them took away my memory. But God bless anyone that, I'm going to entitle this Depression and my thoughts on it or something like that. But man, really, God bless anybody who watches this, and, you know, kind of look at what I've said, because I've spent many trips and 2-week and month-long stays in the hospital, and life screwed up. I couldn't even go on. I couldn't even get out of bed. But it did get better. And, you know, like I said, I mean, it's totally cool. I'm with the 15 on this one, but that's cool.